Welcome to part 4 of the best easy diets to lose weight fast. If you've missed part 3, I recommend you watch it by clicking here now. Ready for part 4? Here we go.
In less than a month, Sam's plan was starting to go viral on the base. I was in over my head. I had so many men and women from non-infantry units begging for me to help them. And do you know the interesting thing? Everyone was obligated to take a complete physical. I was totally flabbergasted to see men and women in their 40s with LDL levels at 70, which is almost perfect. One of our doctors, who was a National Guard captain, was so astonished he made a special trip to come and tell me that he didn't understand why nearly every man and woman who'd been working with me had a blood pressure of around 110/80. These numbers are what you'd expect in kids, 20-somethings and newlyweds. Yet I saw men and women from their 20s all the way into their early 60s with long histories of obesity, heart problems, and metabolic problems sleeping through the night. Things were really getting crazy. When Major Schneider saw the results my men had and some of the other folks were having, he came and he asked me to explain it. The next day, he showed up with General Burkhalter, our base CO, and Hajib Mashadi, the mayor of the town near us. They wanted me to teach them my formula and help them lose weight too. It's funny, after spending so many years missing the key ingredient, I finally had the key to something incredible, and it would lead directly to the miracle Sharon was hoping for. I shared my plan with hundreds of people during my tour, yet I couldn't wait to get back to the States and share it with everyone I knew. I finally found the buried treasure that could completely transform anyone's body and show them undeniable proof that you really can look and feel younger, rejuvenate every cell in your body, lose all the weight you want, and toss many of your prescriptions into the trash so fast it'd make your head spin. Yet I kept dreaming about that night in the cave, about the sound of fright in Private Anders' voice and the crazy thoughts that ran through my head. I wanted to see my 6-year-old son again, teach him to ride a bike, to throw a football with him. I wanted to hold my wife in my arms again, to smell her hair and taste her lips. But if it weren't for the grace of God and the intervention of a man I barely knew, I'd be dead, and I would never have talked with Sam and nor seen my family again. I thanked God that I was alive, and the next morning woke up with a conviction in my heart. I dedicated my life to Sam's research and make a real difference in the world. In less than a month, I was rotated home and couldn't wait to fly back to the States. I had Sam's folder containing 21 pages of notes that would become the basis for my program and miraculously change the lives of over 50,000 men and women who struggled with their weight to transform their bodies and reclaim their health. After being home for a couple of weeks, I began to really think about my promise and how to bring Sam's remarkable weight loss method to the world, all the while having no idea that I'd run straight into Sharon Monroe. One day, I found myself at one of the biggest churches in St. Louis. I'm a guy who certainly has faith. There's an old saying about how there are no atheists in foxholes, but I've never really been a churchgoer. A few times a year, that's about it. I actually had a meeting with the pastor of one of the largest churches in St. Louis. He was a friend of a friend who had heard about my work and wanted to talk about doing something for the members. I was about to meet Sharon, a 43-year-old overweight woman who was at her wits' end and seriously pondering the end of her existence. It was a weekday, and I was a little bit early for my meeting. The church was mostly empty, but I couldn't help but notice this woman sitting in the near front row of the pews. I could see she was overweight and that she was cradling her head in her hands and sobbing. You couldn't hear it, especially from the entrance, but I could see it in her body as her shoulders moved up and down. I just had this urge to go over and sit next to her. I said hello and asked what was wrong. Sharon looked at me blankly for a moment, probably wanting to tell me to get lost, but I think when she saw that I was in uniform, I had attended a debriefing that morning. She only sighed and told me that she had gotten some horrible news from the doctor about her weight and health and a very real prospect of dying. Little did I know, but Sam's innovative system was the miracle that Sharon's son had been so certain of. I wondered if what I'd learned from Sam could help her. It was certainly worth a try. Hell, after hearing Sharon's story, I couldn't in good conscience turn away, could I? Sharon said that she was 40 pounds overweight, that her cholesterol and blood pressure went through the roof, and that her heart was no longer in good shape. She was already seeing the signs of type 2 diabetes too, just to add insult to injury. Sharon was really beating herself up about why she'd waited until it was too late to do something about her health. I put my hand on Sharon's shoulder and said, "I'm Gunnery Sergeant Kyle Cooper. I just got back from Afghanistan, where I've been fighting and training soldiers for 6 months. I met a medical student from Korea who shared something incredible with me. So incredible I've used it to help hundreds of soldiers totally transform their bodies and recapture their youthful health. And if you're willing to try, I'd like to work with you too. She said that honestly, she couldn't see how a folder full of loose notes could do any good. How could some Korean kid know this magic, and yet we've never heard of it here? Yet Sharon was desperate, and she said that she couldn't very well look her husband and kids in the eye tonight if she didn't take a lifeline that was thrown to her. I gave Sharon Sam's program. I had the good sense to write it up on the computer so it was legible, and told her to do exactly what it said for the next 2 months. It was crazy. Sharon called me every night, sometimes laughing and sometimes crying about how she'd lost a pound that day, or 2 pounds, and how after a week she had to tighten her belt up by 2 notches because her fat pants were falling off her. The same doctor that had told Sharon to start making her arrangements was totally flabbergasted at her next visit. She was amazed to see Sharon's face thinner, her belly reduced, and her clothes loosely fitting. "I don't know what you're doing, Miss Monroe," the doc said, "but keep doing it. Your BP is lower, your HDLs are down, and your LDLs are up." Sharon was able to throw away her blood pressure and cholesterol pills, too. The big surprise was that on day 21 of Sam's program, Sharon and Tyler were astonished to discover that she had lost a total of 41 pounds. Sharon's friends and family couldn't believe it. They all wanted to know what the big secret was. Was it a diet, a supplement, a workout, some experimental drug? A lot of them had health conditions of their own. Some were even worried about high cholesterol, diabetes, or even life-threatening prostate cancer. A lot of these folks were losing the war against obesity as well. Like many Americans, they had been packing on the pounds for years, resulting in cottage cheese thighs, flabby butts, back fat, double chins, and even man boobs. They were frustrated and even angry about what they saw in the mirror, feeling unattractive and out of shape. As if Sharon's transformation wasn't amazing enough, something really cool happened too. Sharon had told me their son, Aiden, would regularly come home from school crying because the kids teased him about being fat. In fact, the family doctor said that if Aiden didn't lose some weight soon, he could develop full-blown diabetes for life. Yet Aiden did something truly intriguing. Aiden was still at the age where he wanted to do what Mom and Dad were doing. So he copied everything Sharon did, and after the first week, they were all floored when Aiden had lost an amazing 4 pounds. So they kept him on it, and by the end of Sam's recommended 21 days, Aiden had lost a total of 21 pounds and looked like a brand new kid. "Why did you follow along with me?" Sharon asked Aiden. "Mom," Aiden said in an innocently matter-of-fact way that only a kid can, "if Jesus sent Mr. Cooper to help you lose weight, then I should listen too." This was the kick in the butt I needed. I started the weight loss boot camp. I only had 5 students to start, but when I shared Sam Pack's program and Sharon and Aiden's stories, folks were excited, and man, how the camp grew. By the end of the first 3 weeks, my 5 students had talked so excitedly about the program that my little camp now had over 50 members and continued to grow. They were all dropping pounds, restoring their health, and reclaiming their youth, now as active as they were in their 20s. Like my students, I shared Sam's system with friends and family, and they shared it, and they shared it, and everybody was losing weight and loving life. With the help of social media, people all over the country were getting in on the action. I was getting dozens of messages every day from happy folks sharing their success stories. They all experienced a dramatic reduction in body fat and an incredible boost in energy, with optimal lab results for all their vitals and perfect health. With emotional call after emotional call and thousands of Facebook messages from total strangers and also folks I knew well, thanking me for sharing this plan with them and for changing their lives, it became clear that this was my calling. I was determined to get this health breakthrough into the hands of the masses, even if I risked the anger of top gym chains and health industries who wanted to come after me and take me down. Hey, I'm a Marine. That crap doesn't scare me. Part of my conviction to share Sam's program was that, in honest truth, I probably shouldn't have even been alive. I can never forget that booby trap cave and how Sergeant Olson saved my life and accidentally sacrificed his, simply because he wasn't in good enough shape to move out of the bomb's blast zone. This was definitely a gift from above, and I'd have to be a pretty ignorant asshole, pardon my language, not to take advantage of it, to not pay it forward and share Sam's plan with others to help them beat the odds and recapture their health, vitality, and their youth. I figured, why not go right for the brass ring and spend the next couple of weeks trying to get in touch with some major names in the health business and the communications business too. I sent inquiry letters to Good Housekeeping, Women's Health, and even Dr. Oz, I sent an endless stream of emails to folks who might want to partner with me and got rejections from such renowned names as The Biggest Loser and even Dr. Phil after a few hundred tries. I guess I just wasn't a big enough name to warrant their attention. It doesn't much matter, I guess. If at first you don't succeed, well, they call Marines the devil dogs for a reason. Not to be stymied, I rolled up my sleeves and decided that the only thing to do was take Sam's system directly to the streets, just as it was. I took Sam's folder and copied documents and created a comprehensive and easy-to-follow fat-decimating action plan. I listed dozens of the most powerful herbs and minerals you should add to your diet right now to eradicate fat, turn back the clock of age, and dramatically revitalize traumatized cells. But it's not enough to know what to do. You need to know what not to also. So I created a list of the supposed health foods and veggies that actually cause you to harm yourself and retain fat. I also included a list of rare and almost unknown smoothie recipes needed to enhance your youthfulness and rid your body of destructive toxins, heavy metals, and free radicals. Plus, my system, or Sam's in mine, includes an exact step-by-step plan to change your eating cycles and jumpstart your metabolic processes into high gear within the first 3 days. My campaign has certainly pissed off the Weight Watchers and Atkins folks for sure, but to hell with them. What I'm sharing is just too important for you to learn and guarantee you a healthy and energetic body. Aside from listing tasty foods and nutrients that your body needs, I also include what I call the Ultimate Pound Shedding Week that starts today and kicks your fat-burning cycles into high gear. Imagine looking down at your belly after the first week, knowing that you've dropped 5 pounds of pure fat without doing a single second of mind-numbing cardio. I lay out a step-by-step schedule that explains the new herbs and minerals you need to eat first thing in the morning, as well as the exact amounts of each. It works for anyone, even if you're trying to lose 30 pounds or more and want to look younger. To see and feel your smooth face from your forehead to the bottom of your neck. It's all presented in a simple step-by-step action plan. It's easy to understand, and Sam provides you with all of the science behind everything you're doing each day. And another thing, and this is critical, any program requires tracking so you can see your results and know you're getting somewhere, as well as making adjustments along the way to fit your exact needs. Therefore, the system gives you a daily progressive tracking formula to measure your fat percentages versus muscle growth each week. And you don't have to take time from your busy schedule to go to the doctor and shell out your hard-earned money just to get results. Sam's name for it is way too long, so I've created a simple and plain name that really describes our system. It's called the Fat Decimator System. Based on the 53,816 people who've used Fat Decimator, I can tell you that the average weight loss over the 21 days of the program is around 22 pounds, or more than a pound a day. Folks like Samantha in Cincinnati, Ohio, who lost 31 pounds. Steve in Warwick, Rhode Island, who lost 36 pounds and went down 4 pant sizes. And Jennifer Harvey in Louisiana, who lost an incredible 48 pounds and was able to fit into her mother's wedding dress on her big day and amazed everyone, especially her new hubby. I want you to understand that this system isn't just a quick fix. Yeah, you'll lose weight, repair damaged cells, and revitalize your body quickly. Yet the Fat Decimator system is really designed to give you 100% confidence in the idea that you have the power to keep the weight off permanently. That's what's so special about Sam Pak's approach. It's not a one-shot deal. We get that everybody has different needs, so we simply give you the tools and knowledge you need to achieve your optimal level of health. We show you how and why and let you manage your health in a way that works best for you, which is why you get those tracking charts. That way you can monitor your metabolism, internal health, and your diet and make adjustments where needed. The Fat Decimator System, let's call it FDS for short, requires no restrictive dieting, calorie counting, or any other harsh rules that are virtually impossible to follow. You don't have to starve yourself or buy expensive mail-order meals that, sorry to say, are usually loaded with preservatives and other chemicals. Oh, and there's no extreme exercising either. Remember, overdoing it in the gym or with cardio actually deprives your body of what it needs, and it can cause you to gain fat weight. However, if you'd just like to shrink your belly fat and dissolve that annoying muffin top, I'm also including an easy-to-follow 3-minute belly shrinker video series along with a little-known belly detox formula in which all of the ingredients you can find in your kitchen cabinet right now. This formula alone will melt several inches from your waist so you can look good on your next date, wedding, anniversary, or high school reunion. If that piques your interest, then turn to page 33 in the book and find out how to repair your fat-burning cycles in the next 3 days to do just that. Hey, even if you aren't looking to lose any weight, yet want more energy and to feel healthier, go to page 64 and do exactly what it says to destroy free radicals and toxins that are running rampant throughout your body, stealing away your energy, aging you, and even putting you at risk of cancer and heart disease. FDS tells you exactly what to do to make all of that happen and much, much more.
That's the end of part 4. Click here to watch part 5. And if you want to discover if this will work for you too, just click the link in the description.